the next level, make sure that you go in and click on the subscribe button on my YouTube channel at Nate Barger. The link is in the text above, or will be. And just submit let us know where you're from, where you guys chiming in from, and what your goals are for the year, what we can do to help you become a multi-millionaire. If you go in, you watch our videos and you execute. This is stuff that people charge hundreds of thousands of dollars for. We're giving it to you for free because we care about you, not just you, but your future generations to come. I want you to know that you can be anything. You can aspire to be anything you want to be. So, guys, let us know what your questions are. I'm going to pull up some stuff over here on the computer. I know we got a little bit of a lag. Let us know where you guys are at today. We are in Ohio, where we got people coming in from today.
Nowhere. No one's commenting yet. I don't see any yet. We got some snow on the ground, though. I can tell you that.
We had a bunch of snow. What do you guys?
Nothing like they got up in New York, though. Did you see that? They got over.
No, man, I didn't. But we've been studying the New York market, and man, I'll tell you what. That place up there is getting destroyed. 3.5 million people left New York from 2010 to 2020. Now, these were higher earning people that left. So you had 3.4 million come back in, but a lot of them were immigrants in New York City. And so 21% of those people went to Florida. That's where I'm going. And that's where I hope to see you guys down there. We're going to have some seminars coming up soon. We got a good partner of ours, Kenny Russian. He's out of Tampa. He does a lot of, he's done seminars all over the country before. Very educational. My partner, Mike Gilly, we've done seminars before too. And, you know, this year, guys, I mean, just crazy. Think big, man. We're going to buy $500, $600, $700 million worth of properties. We started off doing the BRRRR method with single family houses in the hood. I'm talking about the places were so bad, I originally intended to flip them. There were no buyers. And I over improved these too. And I was stuck renting them and had to do the refi. So I did this stuff kind of on accident. And I'm just extreme in everything I do. So I was extreme and just wanted to do a whole lot of them and learn how to scale quick. So I'm going to show you guys some of the techniques that I had to learn to do to scale quick. We got people that can help you with your credit, CPAs. We're dealing with people to help out with loans. We're even dealing with, did a video on it yesterday. Thank you guys for all your response. We're going to be working with some of the big box stores to get our group a discount. We are over 40,000 people strong, and we have some buying power if we put it all together. So I'm going to see what I can do to get us a national account, so that every time you go to Home Depot, you go to the pro desk, you give them a national account, you're going to save money. So, question and answers, we're here. Any questions and answers you guys have today, let us know, and we'll be more than glad to answer them. And let us know where you guys are at. We are in Cincinnati, Ohio. And also let us know what you guys have planned for the year and some of the challenges that you guys are seeing, because I've been doing real estate for a long time. And a lot of the stuff that you guys are going through, I've already been through. And if I can keep you from going through what I had to go through, I will be more than happy to share my experience with you. So any questions yet?
Not that I can see. Not yet.
You sure we're live?
We got Hilton Head, South Carolina. You Witt, Edenfield.
What are you buying down there?
Is there anything good down there in South Carolina?
Yeah, South Carolina is doing really good right now. South Carolina is on fire, guys. So, Q&A, we probably didn't pick a good time, man. We don't have very many people on here.
Yeah, where is everybody? Everybody said they were coming.
They're at work, man. We got to do early, probably earlier in the morning.
I mean, what time is it out in California right now?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah. So they don't go to bed until 6. So they're sleeping. They're just getting sleeping.
All right, we got a question here.
What you got?
All right, I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I plan on working on owning hotels and increase my multifamily real estate portfolio. 1,000 units is my goal. I guess that's not a question. So that's Shaya. So
Okay, so Matt, you should have. Are you streaming this live into the BRRRR group?
yep.
Okay, because
All
I'm.
right, here's one.
Okay, what you got?
California.
Yep.
I'm in California. How can I get the funds off of 300K to do my first BRRRRR?
How can you what?
How can I get the funds off 300K to do my first BRRR? I only have 12K in my whole life insurance policy.
You want funds off the? What do you have that's worth 300,000?
We'll find out. Hey, let us know what you have that is worth 300,000. We got people tuning in from Nashville, Savannah. Okay, so Whit is he's investing in Savannah and Charleston. It looks like.
Okay, so okay, I'm in California. How can I get the funds off 300K to do my first? I mean, I don't understand what you're saying. Get the funds off of what, guys?
I think he needs $300,000 to do his first BRRR.
Okay, so when you have 12,000 in your whole life, so he's gonna use his whole life. He's gonna use his whole life policy. And I mean, you're gonna have to probably get a private investor. You're gonna have to come up with a business plan. You're gonna have to go out and sell somebody that here's what I'm gonna do different. Here's how I'm gonna source my deal. Here's how I'm gonna put my deal together. Or you can find somebody that's selling a property that's distressed. Put you some signs out. The easiest way to make money is by dealing with people who don't want property. A lot of people inherit properties. They just get it out of here. I'm tired of dealing with it. You know, the city's calling me. I got to keep cutting the grass. You know, the roof blew off. I got to deal with the insurance. People don't want property sometimes, which is crazy. But that's what gives us a huge opportunity. If a car gets in a wreck, somebody doesn't want the car, take it to auction, you auction it off. You can't do that with a house. You can't pick the car up, take it through an auction. So you're dependent on who's there in that local area. And it is so much harder for real estate to be liquid as opposed to a car. That's why there's so much opportunity. Don't be afraid to, don't be afraid to, if somebody calls you and says, hey, I want to sell my house, I want to close in 10 days. Don't be afraid to say, hey, listen, I got 10,000 I can put down. I want you to finance it and then go get you somebody to partner with to bring the capital. You just have to find a way to make the deal work for everybody. So your first question should be, what is your goal? And once you figure out what somebody's goal is, then you got to see, is it something that I can feasibly get to? Is that something that I can, is that something that I can help you achieve?
They said I own a house now that I got with my VA loan. So.
Okay, but is there any equity in that? If there's equity, then you can go do what's called a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. You use that money to go fund your first deal. As long as you know what you're doing, I wouldn't be afraid of that. As long as you're watching our modules, our videos, you know what areas to buy in, I wouldn't be afraid of that. I would be afraid if you don't know what you're doing and you take money out of your house, you shake up your stability, you don't know what area you're buying in, you don't know how much the rents are, you don't know the years of the construction, what kind of problems to look out for. That's why I suggest you click on our module. We're gonna walk you through all of this. From the time I started buying in 2005 to the time I went bankrupt in 2010 to the time in 2019 we bought over $100 million worth of real estate. Okay, 2020 was a bit of a pullback. COVID, nobody knew what was happening. But 2021, we are poised to buy $500 to $700 million worth of real estate. Bigger it is, the easier it gets, guys. So you are truly working at the hardest part right here. But it's all just, it's brain damage. That's what my buddy Kenny Russian always says, and I understand it. Some of these deals are brain damage, meaning that they're going to leave you. I got deals that I've done 10 years ago that I still have brain damage from. What that means is that the gray hairs start popping up. that's brain damage. And them things don't go away. They stick with you. So we want to make sure you're doing deals that aren't going to give you brain damage.
All right. So, this is from Corey Bryant. I need help getting started. I have the capital and credit, but I have no idea where to start. I am a construction owner, so doing the work myself would be no problem, and I see the benefits.
What market are you in? How much can you get a house for? If you have a construction company, that's a huge advantage because you can pay yourself to do the work. So now you don't have to focus on selling jobs. You can focus on growing your net worth. You can focus on still doing the work at half price, but taking a developer fee. I got a deal that was sent over yesterday. And in the appraisal, I'm doing a hotel. It's a Courtyard Marriott. And in there was this, I got to pull it up because I don't even remember the name, guys. But look at this here. I wish I could kind of share this with you.
iPad.
Okay. I'm going to share this with you guys, man, because I want you to see. This is what big developers get, man. This is crazy. And then I'm going to show you what Google said about it. And I'm going to read this to you. And this is kind of why I want you guys to think different, because everybody's thinking when you're doing single family homes, like the bank doesn't want you to you pay yourself to, I don't know if it's linked up to this. I hope it is. Okay, so don't put this on here yet, okay? Don't put my email up yet. Hold on, guys. I'm going to show this appraisal report with you guys, okay? This on one of our hotels. Appraisal has two P's, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know. APP or...
And he is in Cincinnati, it looks like.
Oh, you're in Cincinnati, man? You're in a great market then, man. You can make a ton of money here. This is not popping up. So that's my inbox is for... Let me see here. Hold on, just bear with me, guys. I'm going to show you something. I want to show you guys what they wanted to... Okay, here, I got it here, guys.
Pull it up.
I'm pulling it up. It's loading slow. We're using a lot of data. So they gave us, this appraiser had $277,000 additional in our construction budget. Our construction budget was $5.3 million to renovate a hotel. And it was giving us, so it was called an entrepreneurial incentive. And I said, what the heck is that? And when I read it, it said, and I'll wait to see if this pulls up. If it does, I'll let you know. It was an entrepreneurial incentive. And then I had to Google it because I didn't know what this was. And listen to this. They're going to give me $277,000 to renovate my own property. The bank built that in and said, entrepreneurial incentive is the minimum amount of profit, and I own a hotel. They're going to let me make a profit necessary to entice the developer to take on the time, effort, and risk of redevelopment or new development. When the market is below equilibrium, meaning it costs to build is up here and the market is only trading down here, potential profit on a development is below entrepreneurial incentive. So they're going to give me $277,000. Now, I called the bank. I said, hey, man, look, I don't need that. I don't want that. Because I got to borrow that money and put it on the books and I can take it off as profit. But I could take that entrepreneurial incentive, $277,000, and use it as a down payment. And that's what I want to show you guys how to do in single family homes, is give yourself these fees that you should be taking. And then what happens is you end up getting through this whole project with no money in the deal. You got all your money out and you're able to move right on to the next deal and the next deal. Because I'm going to show you how you could turn $20,000 into $1 million in 5 short years. You click on my videos, my module above, it shows you step by step. There's nothing to think about. It's all math.
All right, you ready for some more questions?
Absolutely.
All right, so do you recommend learning how to wholesale? This is from Tiana.
Wholesale is a great aspect. Actually, we did a video yesterday. I got a call, and literally, Matt will tell you, I got an email over from somebody, good friend of mine, had a deal. Lady wants to refinance it. New property around university, great location. When I say new, it's probably less than 15 years old. I'm in Cincinnati, so that's new. Lady paid $1.1 million. She wants to make a profit. We offered $1.15 million to her. We already have a buyer at $1.5 million. Wholesaling is great. That is something that you can, but I would not spend my time focused on wholesaling. I would only do it to get the down payments. Kenny Russian, my partner, he has a great program for that. He shows you what he's done to build his portfolio, tens of millions of dollars worth of real estate, and all he did was he flipped a bunch of properties. He took that money and bought cash flowing properties. Because if you flip a property and you flip a property and you flip a property, you have a job, really, if you're not doing anything with that money. But if you're taking that money, you're reinvesting in things that are giving you cash flow. Now, 5 years from now, you can say, you know what, man, I'm done. I'm burnt out. I'm done, man. I got $5,000-$10,000 a month in passive income, whatever. And I'm just going to relax for a while. I don't have to work. I maybe take a year off and think about what I want to do. You can do that at a young age. You millennials out here, man, you got so much opportunity. There's 81 million people around you, and a lot of them don't want to work the traditional way. They want to speculate. They want to do the stock market and push things up, and that stuff is really not sustainable because who are you really taking the money from? You're taking the money from each other. So a lot of people will get burned. A few will make money, but in time you will find that you have to work to make money. I mean, it just doesn't, if we ran it on paper, it doesn't make sense. So, definitely great. I mean, I did a flip last year or the year before, made $1.3 million, 6.5 off of it. One flip assignment, I signed a contract. So definitely, that was a $24 million deal. Me and my partners, man, my partner Matt put it together. Amazing deal. So, what else? What other questions we got, guys?
Can I start burring in other countries other than the USA? Would it work?
You know, I'm sure you can make anything work, but I don't know why you would want to do that. Over here, it is so much easier to get financing than other places. We have a more stable economy, more buyers. I would say that other countries, you have to evaluate that. I honestly can't answer that question because I don't know anything about any other countries and investing in. So, sorry, I can't help. I don't know why you wouldn't want to just do it here if this is where you're at. I don't know the tax laws. People fight to get their money over in the United States.
He's actually in Algeria, so. Or one of them is.
Okay, so if you're already over there, I mean, it all just comes down to how much does it cost to buy, what are your holding costs, and how much can you rent it for? And can you create value in there? And if you can, you just have to run the numbers. And if you want to submit a deal over there, we'll look at it for you. We'll put it in a pile. We'll pick a deal every week. And if we pick yours, I'll even go to another country and analyze it. So it's all data. It's all just data. So,
you'll go to another country?
I will go to another country on my computer and analyze it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from Shaya. So we got.
Hey, Shia, make sure you go onto our YouTube channel and subscribe and hit the bell. Ding, 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 ding. I got to get a bell over here, guys. If you guys could send me some ideas, some cool bells or some cool stuff to do in videos, I would love to hear your guys' idea. So go ahead with the question.
All right. Do you have to be a licensed GC?
Depends on the state. In Ohio, I don't. I own the property, so I don't have to be. There's the I don't need a license. I mean, I can go pull my own electric permits. I can go pull everything without a license in Ohio, except for plumbing. You got to be a master plumber, and HVAC because you have to have your EPA certification. So, those are only two things we can pull. We have everything in house except plumbing. We have HVAC certified guys, so we can pull them too.
All right. Can you talk about what to look for in a hard money lender for me to do the BRRRR method?
So guys, anytime you're dealing with an investor and you are trying to get money from an investor, the first thing you have to understand is not what your goals are, but what his goals are, or his goals, her goals. You truly want to create a win-win. You already know what your goals are, but how can you get his goal? In other words, is he looking for a tax shelter? If so, maybe you can bring him in as a partner and he can get tax incentives in the property, which we talk about in some of our videos. Go in there again, guys. I can't tell you enough. All this stuff is in here. What you guys would pay somebody over $100,000 to do, I uploaded it on YouTube already for free. So does he want tax incentives? Does he want long-term appreciation? Does he want, is he just looking to put his money somewhere where he feels like it's safe? Asset preservation? Does he want cash flow? Is he trying to subsidize his income? What are his goals? And what can you do to help him meet his goals? And if you can show him, hey, I can get you cash flow if you want. Hey, I can show you that if I bring you in as a partner, we got to go meet with my CPA. CPA can look at your tax structure, figure out how he can save you. And then that's why the BRRRR Invest website's great, because even if you don't know this stuff, you say, hey guys, I got this investor. Here are his goals. What can I do? And we have the greatest members on Facebook, guys. I believe that. And they will help you answer those questions, or I'll chime in if I have time. Also, our sister group, which my partner Mike runs, Apartment Investing Secrets, as we elevate you guys and take you through this BRRRR. And we're going to show you how to do everything. So just look to create a win-win. That's all you can do. What are his goals?
All right. With the amount of assets you own, you have, or have you set, or how have you set up your business to protect those assets? LLC, series, LLC, or S corp?
So LLC, you want the building to be owned in an LLC. A lot of times when you start to do bigger deals, you're going to have to form a Delaware LLC. The reason is, let's say I got investors from California. Let's say I got a bank from California, a bank from Texas, investors from all over the country. Attorneys, their attorneys, when they're investing, they're going to frown upon Nate Barger and his group being able to have court in case something goes wrong, or them even understanding Ohio law. They don't understand Ohio law. So they're gonna be like, look, man, I don't know what Ohio law is. Unless you wanna pay me thousands of dollars to learn this. So they're going, universal law is Delaware. Everybody knows universal business law. They got a special court system up there just for it. That's what people learn. So, you know, that LLC is the best for us. And then what we do is we will own a property in the LLC. Then you own your shares in another LLC. That other LLC is a dual member LLC, maybe you and your wife. Then, like in Ohio, when you set that LLC up, or Nevada, or wherever, you got to make sure what the course of action is. So let's say that this LLC doesn't own anything but shares. So it can't harm anybody. It can't hurt anybody. Nobody can slip and fall on it. That LLC, people can slip and fall on. It's a real asset. Then you got you down here that owns the shares in this company and owns the shares in that. We'll put a chart together for you guys and show you why we did that. It cost me $50,000 to learn that, setting this up with attorneys. That's why some of the stuff I'm giving away to you guys for free. You need to go into YouTube. But the reason why it's called a charging order, which means they cannot come after. They can come after and take your ownership. Now they own your ownership, but your wife still owns ownership, controls the LLC, or husband, or partner, whoever. And so what they're not able to do, they don't have voting rights, and they are responsible for half the taxes. They don't have voting rights, meaning they're only entitled to distribution. So this partner says, hey, not going to distribute anything ever. Okay? They're responsible for half the taxes. So what this person can do is pay themselves a salary and siphon the money out that way, and then they're stuck with taxes that they can get nothing on. So not saying they could never take anything, but it just gives you a real negotiating bargain tool, and that is the best way we found to layer it, other than if you're putting it in a trust or irrevocable trust. And so there's plenty of ways, but keep it simple. Don't have too many LLCs. and just get you a good accountant or good attorney to help you with that. Those are some ideas. Write them down. Go back, watch this video, and write them down and ask your attorney. Some attorneys are going to be like, that's too complicated for them. Maybe they don't understand. You got to search. You got to find you a good attorney. Next question.
All right. So we got, what do you think about buying foreclosures, and what should I be aware of?
Foreclosures are great. They're value add, but make sure that you know if there's any city orders on them. How are you going to get a clean title on them? How are you going to get the equity? A lot of time, how are you going to get a loan on them? A lot of times they're a little harder to get loans on, so make sure you have them relationships up front, or have you a HELOC or a private investor lined up to go buy them. They've been sitting vacant for a long time. Make sure you check out the mechanicals, the roofs. Make sure there's no mold in there. If there is, get you a mold test done. Find out what kind it is, how much it's going to cost, where the mold's coming from. And one of the most important things you could do is check the underground sewer line and ask the neighbors, why did it become vacant? What's going on? Neighbors will tell you. Well, yeah, them people over there, they had a meth house, or those people over there, the guy died in there, or someone got murdered in there. I had somebody tell me that one time, and I was thinking, man, well, the stigma with this property is not good. So ask questions, do your due diligence, get your camera, run it down the drain, make sure that tile's not busted going out to the street. That's $5-10 grand right there to fix. And if you don't budget for that, man, that's a big budget item. So, and check your local, call the building department, say, hey, I'm looking to buy in this building. Are there anything outstanding that you know about it? Call the health department, see if there's anything outstanding about it. Do your due diligence and watch the modules that we got above so that you can look at the areas and know if it's a good area you want to buy in. If it's an area of growth or if it's a declining area.
All right, so we got someone from the group. I'm a new wholesaler, just found a 2-family, 4-bed, 2-bath, $250K, and a single-family 4-bed, 2-bath, $225K in New Jersey, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They are rented out, and I got it under contract. I would like to keep those for myself, but don't know how to tackle 2 properties in one deal. One I may do FHA, and the other not sure. Any suggestions?
Why not just do both of them? I don't know why you can't do both. Is it you don't have enough equity? Go find you somebody to partner with on those deals. And, find whatever you're lacking. It is up to you to find whatever you're lacking. That's why you are the CEO. You are the boss. You are the person in charge of your company, and the success lies squarely on your shoulders. So, you didn't tell me what your problem was. Is it capital? Do you not have enough capital? Is the bank telling you your debt to income ratio is out of whack? Because if it is, you got to say, hey, listen, I'm not buying a liability. I'm not buying a car. I'm buying an asset that has cash flow coming in. Do you not believe in me? Do I need to go to a different bank? Do you have any conventional? So you're going conventional. Is there any non-conventional? Ask them if they have a portfolio loan. A lot of banks will have a portfolio. Say, yeah, we're going to dedicate $20 million, $100 million to keeping stuff in our portfolio, and they don't have to sell it off to Fannie and Freddie. They can be a lot more flexible about how they do that. So ask questions, figure out what it is that you want, what it is that you're missing, and how you're going to fill the gap.
All right. So we got Jennifer Haynes Williams here.
Okay, so I think you said he's missing capital. Is that Lewis that asked that?
Where's that at?
Lewis, capital.
Oh, capital.
Go and find somebody who has the capital. Or see if the seller's willing to do a seller carryback or stay in the deal. Figure out a way to get the deal done if the deal works. Ask the seller, hey man, you want to stay in this deal? I did it on a hotel one time. The guy wanted $26 million. I said, man, I got to come up with $6 million to do this deal. And I was just dumb enough to ask him, would he keep $6 million in the deal, man? See? I said, hey man, will you keep $6 million in the deal? I'll give you 20% equity plus a 5% return. And you know what he said? I'll do $3 million. So now I only had to go raise $3 million instead of $6 million. Just got to be strategic, smart about it, man. What's his goal? What's your goal? how can you two work together if it's a great deal?
All right. This is from Jennifer Haynes Williams. Hey Nate, a lot of clients are interested in purchasing rentals or flipping. Their credit when they come to us isn't great at first. Do they typically need a 620 score like traditional lending, or is this different? Also, what kind of money do they need down, or does it just depend? They normally don't know what they need just yet since they are just getting interested in the process.
So they're getting interested into a multifamily from single family?
No, just purchasing rentals and flipping them, so the VRR method.
Yeah, so I mean, they got to get their credit together. And we got somebody that we're working with that can help them with their credit, somebody that I really believe in, that I've seen get people's credit together. So you got to work on their credit, number one. You got to have a good solution to help them work on their credit, which I can give you somebody if you don't have somebody locally. And as far as their credit, I think it's like 640. And then also keep in mind that if this is their primary, if they don't have a primary resident, they can buy it as their primary resident and only put 3.5% down. That's a house hack versus them putting a whole 20% down. So I don't see the question you raised. What else was there on there?
It's on your personal profile. So, also, what kind of money do they need down, or does it just depend?
Typically 20%, but again, guys, be strategic about it. Ask the owner if they're willing to hold paper. Ask the bank. And here's a way that you can do the paper thing. A lot of times you can come back and say, okay, we are going to, the owner says they want $70,000, but the house needs 10,000 repairs. Can I buy the property off you for $80,000 and you give me the $10,000 in repairs that's needed? Some banks will frown upon that, but some banks will say, hey, that's okay. So you got to ask your bank up front before you write the contract, or you can adjust the contract if there's going to be a credit back for the deferred maintenance. Now, you got to be careful because there's a thin line there in mortgage fraud. But there is a way to do that, and there's a way to get it done, and a way to get it done legally. I'm doing it on a $4 million purchase right now that we're getting some deferred maintenance, $400,000 back to us on the deferred maintenance side so we don't have to do a construction loan, which makes it a little bit harder. Then you got to do draw schedules, and then the interest rates higher, the leverage is lower. So it's more advantageous just to package it and do it all in one, get a credit back from the owner, and line item to credit. What's it for? Here's what it's for. These furnaces are 25 years old. This roof needs redone. And then the bank may say, I want you to put that in an escrow account, and then you can draw down off of it as you're doing it, which is good because it's forcing you to be responsible with that capital.
All right. I'm a new real estate agent in Massachusetts. She's a 1099 employee looking to get into rental properties, but the banks won't use income until I have 2 years of self-employment. I have $350,000 in the IRA, thinking of putting $100,000 in self-directed IRA to invest with. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I would definitely put the money in a self-directed IRA. You can be your own bank. Now, in self-directed IRA, you have to pay all cash. You can't have any other investors, or you hit what's called I think it's UBIT, unemployed or unrelated business income tax. But I would definitely do that because you're going to grow that self-directed IRA. Now, the only problem is with that is that, and I got a buddy of mine who grew his self-directed IRA loaning money out of it to investors, and he charges them 15% and 5 points. And he made millions and millions of dollars, and still to this day, if I call him a good friend of mine, I say, hey Bob, listen, man, I need $100,000 or 5, whatever. 15 and 5. I'm like, dude, I can't pay you that, man. But he doesn't care. That's his business model. He doesn't vary from. The only problem with self-directed IRA is you can't pull any of the cash out until you're 59 and a half. And you have to have at least 5 years. So you had to start when you were 54 and a half. But you don't have to pay any taxes. In other words, if you grew $1 in your self-directed IRA to $1 billion, when you go to pull that billion out, you don't have to pay any taxes on it. I think there is one other way that you can get it out, and it's the life rule and how long, but that's getting too complicated. But I would definitely tap into the self-directed IRA to get that done.
All right, cool. I'm ready to jump in commercial apartments from single-family duplexes and quads. Should I start contacting commercial lenders and have them run my information to know if I'll get approved on the personal side? I know they run the property first as to qualify.
Well, Jay, I would say first off, I want to make sure that you understand apartments before you just jump into them. They are great, and I want you to look at the deal, and I want you to know how you're going to make your money. So I would want to know more about it before I said, "Hey, Jay, it's time to jump in." I want to make sure you know why you're doing it and what the end goal is, because if not, it's like running a marathon and you don't know where the finish line's at. I could even beat Usain Bolt if I knew where the finish line was and he didn't. He would take off running probably in the wrong direction. So I don't want you to take off in the wrong direction. I want you to follow our videos, and over the next 3 to 4 months, I'm going to show you how to get through all this. I'm going to show you how to scale and how to do all this. So without knowing more about you, I can't give you an accurate answer. But yes, you're right. They run the property first to qualify, but they want to know that you got experience too. And no, I wouldn't just have them run your information, because if I would call and start networking with them, but don't have them run your information. Tell them about your experience and say, "Hey, do you think it's likely that I can get this deal done? If not, I'm going to bring a partner in." The first hotel deal that me and Mike did, we had the experience in apartments. We've done thousands of apartments, but we've never done a hotel. So the bank, even though we had the net worth, we had the liquidity, we had everything on paper. Number one, Marriott was like, "Who are these guys? They never had a hotel. I don't want to deal with them." Number two, the bank was like, "No, we're not loaning you." So we went and got a buddy of ours who actually wasn't even a buddy of ours at the time. We got hooked up with somebody. We gave him 10% equity in the deal to come in and sign for debt with us. Sometimes you got to do that to get deals done.
All right. This is from Ryan, looking to buy a 28 unit. Have been using
Ding, 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 ding. Awesome buy, man. What you got? Tell me about it.
Using Burr on smaller units and doing 75% cash outs. Have funded funding line of credit front end. Looking for some long-term after stabilized. After you still get full cash outs on bigger properties like this, all in 2.5 mil, ARV 3.5 mil, Kansas City market.
Absolutely. And I have a great lender for you that's going to fit into a non-recourse, small balance loan program, which you may want to do up front. It's non-recourse, guys, which means that he's not going to be on the hook. So if it's going to be worth $3.5 million when it's done, that means that those rents are about $1,000 a month, maybe $1,100, $950 to $1,100 a month rents. Now I'll tell you, I got one. I got a 28 unit I bought for $250,000, and I rented it, and it was all 2 bedrooms, and I had 408 in it. I sold it for $1.25 million to a guy who's now my partner. Partner's with us. He's out of San Francisco. And when I sold that to him, the rents were $679 for 2 bedrooms in 2016. In Cincinnati, now they're $870. So his property's worth probably $2 million. But that's how you make the real money, guys. I mean, because for every dollar that you capture in commercial properties, you're going to get a $12 to $16 return. Think about that. If I push the rents $100 a month, that's $1,200, and let's say I'm capturing $1,150 after vacancy. My expenses were already buried, so I got $1,150 times that by 16. I got $17,000 just by pushing the rent $100. That's why I want you guys to learn everything that I'm showing you. I'm telling you, man, I'm doing this for you guys, man, because I care about you guys. I don't want you to go through the same struggle I went through. Beating my head up against the wall. I mean, man, I can't tell you even how I got here. I just kept pushing and kept not taking. Matt, will tell you, like, man, don't tell me something if you don't 100% know, because I am going to challenge you, and I'm going to want to be challenged too. And yesterday, Matt called me out on something, and he was right. And it's okay to be wrong. But what's not okay is to spread false propaganda or go around and spreading false narratives, numbers. So learn this stuff. Learn how to analyze the properties. I'm showing you how to analyze the single family homes because you're going to roll right into the multifamilies and you're going to make a $2.5 million property worth 3.5, which means this. He's got $1 million in equity. He's probably getting a 6% return on, which is $60,000 a year in cash flow. On top of that, he has $2.5 million that he borrowed the money at probably 3.5. And with this principal reduction, it probably looks like a 5, but he's probably valued on the 6 cap. So he's making another 1% on the 2.5 million, which is 25,000. On top of his 60, he's making $85,000 a year in cash flow, $7,000 a month check he's putting in his pocket off one deal. Plus he has his principal reduction is going to be about 30,000 a year, 35,000 a year. Man, I mean, he's crushing it. That's 120. He retired off the one deal. So make sure you guys follow me. I'm going to get you there. I promise you I'm going to get you there. And then I'm going to motivate you too, because I know it's hard. It's very hard. But you know what else is hard? Being poor is hard. Having to worry about your light bills getting cut off is hard. Having to tell your kid you can't help them get a house is hard. Having to tell your mom and dad, whatever, man, they got to go to this nursing home and you ain't got the money. That's hard. Everything in life can be hard. But I want you to pick your heart. I want your heart to be becoming very wealthy. I want that to be your heart. Okay? Not even because the money is going to make you happy, but because it gives you options. So guys, make sure you follow me on YouTube, Nate Barger. Subscribe, hit the bell, like button, everything. Every night at 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday. I'm doing this for you guys, man. I want to see you guys change your kids' future. Think big. Next question.
All right. Well, this is just Jennifer was replying back. I actually own a credit repair agency. I'm asking for them because they usually ask me. Traditional lending is usually 580 to 620.
Okay. And so 580 to 620. And then what kind of what do they need to do to get over that threshold though? Because I know at 580 to 620. Some of the terms are going to be different. They're going to be higher. What do they need to do? I mean, I could tell you guys some hacks. I went bankrupt. I know how to get your credit up. Some things that I had to learn that even the credit repair people didn't because I just had to brainstorm. I had to figure it out. So I was bankrupt 7-8 years ago, man. And, and I got my credit built back up in 3 years and the bank loaned me money. They told me to go buy my primary residence, which they qualified me for $750,000. And I was 3 years out of bankruptcy. And, and then I moved. And then a couple years later, moved into this house, which is, really nice house. Been very blessed. But the house doesn't make you any happier than other house. So, guys, make sure that your values and your integrity, but let them know where they got to get to. I know it's like 720 to get the best credit score, but I think at 640 they can get a decent credit score too.
All right. So, hey, Nate, I run across a lot of tax properties at great deals, but the properties don't have clear titles. What's your thoughts on that?
To be honest with you, I'm not an expert in that. I know enough about it, but I bought one time. And listen, guys, I knew they were coming in. This was kind of a bad area. Hey, is this going to cut off at 30 minutes?
Nope.
It's not? Okay. Why?
Because it's connected to the computer.
Oh, I thought he hacked it. Okay. So I bought one for $500, man. No lie. I knew the developer who wanted it. He was assembling the area. And I called him. I said, hey, listen, man, I'm going to hold this property and you're going to give me $250,000 for it in 2 years because I know what you're doing. But if you want to take me out right now, I'll sell to you for $85,000. Guys, guess what? I did this out of the self-directed IRA. So I put $500 in out of the self-directed IRA. Me and Mike did. We put in $250 a piece. We probably had another $500 carrying costs. We had $1,000 in. We sold it to him for $85,000. But the problem was it was a tax property and PNC, which is a bank, did not release the lien on it. So I couldn't get clean title. So we had to do what was called a quiet title. We had to pay an attorney to come in and file a quiet title. Basically, it's a court action that says, if anybody has any rights to this property, you need to step forward and claim them. If not, then it gets wiped clear. But I think there's easier ways to do that too. If there are liens or judgments on there, I think you are in first ahead of them. And you know, that $500 isn't, that's what we paid for it, but we were entitled to whatever the 18,000 that the city had or whatever. I don't even know how that stuff works, to be honest with you, but there are ways to clean that, and I wish I could help you with more, but I really don't know. I do have experts that I call when I'm into that, and they know how to do it.
All right. Dealing with multifamily residential is using GRM a good analysis tool?
Okay, explain that again.
Dealing with multifamily residential is using GRM.
What's GRM?
I'm not sure. A good analysis tool.
No. That's probably gross rent multiplier. No. Listen, man. That's gives you a real quick. But look, you never want to take your money and invest it without knowing. I want to know how much a cubic foot of gas is in that area, how much a kilowatt hour of electric is, how many watts my light bulbs are, how many we're using. Because I don't ever want to come back to my investors and say, you know, guys, man, I used the GRM method and I guess it was wrong. I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to see you do that. I don't ever want to take anybody's money and screw it up. And I don't want to take my time that I'm taking away from my family and friends to go do a deal and waste my time. So that may be, you may be able to say, okay, let me do some real quick, like yesterday I did a real basic rundown. But no, if I'm buying that property, I'm digging into it to this level. Okay, I know we're running a 7% vacancy a year. Let's see here. Calendar, there's 365 days in a year times 0.07%. I got 25.5 days vacant per year. Per unit. What do I got to pay for when it's vacant? The water and sewage maybe is on me if it's a single family home. The landscaping is on me. The gas and electric. What is that likely to cost and how much is it going to cost me? Okay. I want to break it down like that all the way. I don't want to guess at anything. So if you're going to do that stuff, man, and you're going to invest in it, make sure you know your expenses down to the T because they could change from area to area. Another thing I want you to look at is your taxes. Your taxes, if you're buying these properties, a lot of them are going to be assessed a lot lower. I just got last year, a property I bought, taxes were $110,000 a year, and the city came in and adjusted it, or they challenged us, said, "Hey, we want to go off the value you paid for it." New taxes were $195,000 a year. Okay, $85,000 difference, man. That's a big difference. I couldn't go back to my investors and say, "Well, guys, the GRM was wrong," or whatever, right? So, you know, we built that into the model. We built that into the model. We knew that that could happen. So we underwrote that correctly. Then we came in, we hired our attorney to go and negotiate with the school board, and we were able to come to a win-win solution for everybody.
All right. Nate, do you have someone in Houston that has access to distressed properties before they get listed?
Oh, man, I don't. Actually, there is a guy in the group that we talked to that, yes, and Houston is a great market right now because Houston went through 2016. The oil crisis crushed them. In 2017, the oil prices dropped. They're heavily dependent on oil, so their economy is cyclical. It's up when oil's up, you want to sell. It's down when oil's low, you want to buy. That's a great market. 62% of all the hotels in Houston right now are in foreclosure or forbearance. So we're looking to buy a ton of them down there because the prices are low, nobody wants them. That's when I want to buy. But we do have somebody in the group. If you could get his name, we actually did a video with him. Yeah, I think so. And he knows the areas too down there to buy around. There's an area called Nassau Bay we were looking at. And I know NASA's out there. We know the government's not going to stop spending money. Actually, I was watching a video this morning, guys. 57% of our economy last year was derived from the government spending. So that's scary. That means that they really control our economy. Back before the gold standard, it was only 6% of it was dependent on the government. And there's a graph, there's a chart. And so what does that mean for us? Stay tuned. I don't know yet, but I'm going to dig in. Those are the type of things that I want to lead our group into. Because, man, there's a lot of wealth to be made when things fall apart and shift. But I think I like the Houston market. Just got to depend on what area.
All right. I am already doing fix and flips, wholesale, and one rental. I have a friend that wants to partner with me. He doesn't have any experience in real estate. Any thoughts on this?
Well, what's he bring to the table? It's like a marriage. You're getting married with a partner, and you want to make sure that they have the same level of integrity. They have the same work level, work ethics, and that you don't have overlap. In other words, if both you guys are good at raising money, then that's probably not a good partnership. But if one of them is good at raising money and one of them's really good at management, that could be a good partnership. Or if one of them's really good at finding deals, I mean, you got to make sure that what you guys have is synergy together. In other words, 1 + 1 = 5. 5 people. That's synergy. You can make more money. If 1 + 1 = 1.5, then you got to split the pot 2 ways. It's not a good, that's probably not. So you got to look at his personality, look at his relationships he has with other people, how he treats his family. Does he fight with his mom and dad? Does he fight with people? Does he fight with his wife? Does he talk bad about people behind their back? If he does, he'll probably do the same thing to you. So pay attention to all that. These are indicators of people you want to partner with. Is he a problem solver? Is he proactive? Is he reactive? I mean, that's who you're partnering with. You're going to have problems. How are you going to solve them? My partner, Mike, he told me the other day, I said, hey, man, we're putting a $50 million fund together. And I said, hey, man, I don't like that. We're looking to develop an 18-story high-rise in Florida. I said, hey, man, I don't want to put that in the fund, man. I want this fund to be straight on hotels. And Mike was very short with me. He said, hey, man, I ain't going to keep talking about that. This is what he told me. Hey, man, I ain't going to keep talking about that. If that's important to you, then we ain't going to do it. There's nothing to argue about. He already told me I can have my way. And it was that important to me. So make sure you have an partner that's going to be straightforward with you. Then when they are, you're not going to get upset. How can you resolve anything if someone tells you, hey, man, your breath stinks, and you get offended by it? Hey, they did you a favor, man. They're trying to look out for you. So don't get offended easily. Have tough skin. Because you can't grow without self-reflection.
All right. Kenny's saying good stuff. Kenny Rushing?
Kenny, what's up, brother? My brother Kenny. Cheers, man. We just got a text over, and I don't know if you've seen it, but I ain't even read it yet because I've been on this. But I'll be looking at it in a minute about some deals we put together.
All right. This is from Charlie. How does a poor person start? Step 1.
Change your mindset, man. Poor is a mindset. And poor is a place in your mind that you can't have something because you were poor. You have to change your mindset that since I was poor, I'm going to make sure my kids don't have to go through this. Okay? You have to find what can drive you. That drove me. I was poor. I was poor, man. Actually, I wasn't just poor, but I went to prison twice when I was younger. And I had 4 felonies. And then I went bankrupt. And none of that matters, really. It doesn't. And I say that not to be mean to you, but who cares? That's why real estate's great. Nobody cares. They don't care if you're black. They don't care if you're yellow. They care if you're green, if you got that money. They may talk about you. Man, he's fat. He's ugly. But hey, he can get the deal done. We're going to sell it to him. That's all people care. That's why I love real estate, because people don't care. You can have somebody that's racist, but if they know you can close the deal, they want to sell you that deal, man. And if they know you got the deal, and they could be racist, all right, doesn't matter. Crosses all barriers and boundaries. It's business. So change your mindset, man. One of the best books I ever read, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, by Stephen Covey. And I don't say just read it, listen to it. It's free on. Go look it up, man. All these books are probably, most of them are free on YouTube. And make sure you follow me on YouTube at Nate Barger, because also I'm going to show you how to change your mindset and become wealthy. Okay? I got some great partners. Mike Ely, he has a book out called From Broke to Millions. And yes, he went broke. And yes, he had a car wash and he lost it because it rained for 68 days straight and nobody came to the car wash. He didn't have reserves. So he talks about that in his book. And then Kenny Rushing, my partner Kenny, man, he's got some great, the $1 deal maker. He's going to show you, man, you got $1. He's going to show you how to put a deal together. And probably he's had students use this and make over $100,000 off one deal with $1. It is possible. but you have to have the knowledge. Go download that Dollar Deal Maker off KennyRushing.com. KennyRushing.com. Dollar Deal Maker. He's been selling that since 2011, 2012, and made many millionaires. Go in there and look.
All right. This person likes your videos. Great.
We like you too, man. Who is this?
Not sure. I can't see it. They're in the Facebook group right
Okay, well, make sure you go follow us on YouTube at Nate Barger, and we're going to give you all kinds of data and content for free.
They're asking, do you have any book recommendations on analyzing a property deal?
Yeah, my partner Mike Ely, man, his book, it's from broketomillions.com, and man, he breaks it down in there, man. He's got it's some great data. It really is. I gave my copy away here yesterday. I got some more over here. And let me see here if I can pull up a copy real quick.
And don't forget, you have that YouTube channel that has a bunch of content on there as well.
Well, tell them where that's at. The YouTube channel.
So if you just go to Nate Barger on YouTube, he has a playlist for analyzing properties. I mean, he's analyzing properties for people, and then he's done step by step on how he does it, and it takes time, and it's awesome.
All right, so I can't find the book, but it's from broketomillions.com. It's a great book. It breaks down deals that we've done, that we've made $1 million plus on, and how we were able to do them, how we were able to put together strategic financing, how we were able to get the owners to hold the mortgage notes, how we were able to use our vertical integration, our construction company to do the renovation, so on and so forth.
All right, this is from Ryan Likes. Nate, how did you get your credit up? I'm not sure if you covered this, but how does someone get started with the money aspect and finding deals in the beginning? Ready to do anything and everything.
So what I did was I went and got a prepaid credit card when I was bankrupt so that I could start establishing my credit. Now, I maybe had a little bit more money because even though I was bankrupt, I still had a lot of properties, but I was bankrupt. You know, my assets were worth way more than my liabilities. And honestly, man, listening to a lot of other investors that didn't go bankrupt, man, they wish they would have, because what happened was they didn't do it because they felt like I could work a way out. But they were like, man, I could have been leaps and bounds ahead in light years if I would have just filed, got rid of the bad debt, kept moving. So what I did was prepaid credit card. First Progress, they were the best one that I found. They probably still are. I sent $2,000 into them, and then I just kept it there. I didn't use that $2,000. That way it just builds your credit. Then another loophole that I had to find was going to my local credit union, saying, hey, I wanted to do an unsecured line of credit, but I wanted to secure it with money. In other words, I went in, I took them, let's say you take them in $10,000, right? That's a lot, but listen to me. It don't gotta be $10,000, but I took them $10,000 in. They gave me a check back for $10,000. So I didn't really have to bring any money, but I did have to have the seed money. You can do this with $1,000. Then I did a 10-year loan with them. And so I got my $10,000 right back, and then I did have to pay this other $10,000 off over the next 10 years. I actually paid it off in 5, but it built my credit. And then at the end of the 5 years, I had another $10,000 in there. So it forced me to save too. That's called an unsecured line of credit, an unsecured secured line of credit, and credit unions are more apt to do that. But make sure you tell them you want to report to your credit, and if it doesn't report your credit, there's no sense in doing it. There is going to be a small fee associated with it, but it's okay. It's your credit. I'm going to show you how to make millions off of it. That's one of the things that I found myself, because even the credit bureau people couldn't find that. And then I got somebody that has a credit company that we're going to be putting in the group that can help you fix your credit and boost it up. So all those things right there.
All right, awesome. People are asking, can we do a live on regarding credit? Sure.
On what?
Just on regarding credit. Can we do a live about credit?
Yeah, I'll bring somebody in to do that, because that's not really my thing. I mean, I knew how to do it for me because it was a need for me, but I am not an expert in that. There are people that are way better at that than me. But when it comes to this BRRR, And apartments, man, I'm telling you, you ain't gonna get nobody better than me. So go subscribe to my YouTube videos. I know this stuff inside and out. I know how much, I mean, everything, man. I'm actually got a video. I'm gonna show you how about a Lamborghini changing out toilets and how you can make a ton of money changing out toilets and doing energy audits on the larger deals.
All right, Nate Barger. So this is a little vague, just a heads up. How much should I pay for a duplex list price 155K, multiple offer situation, taxes 1,500, current rent 750, potential rent 900 to 1,000 with the 16K in work?
I mean, you're right there, man. I mean, there's not a lot of money to be made because what you got to figure in, you're paying $100,000 a unit for $950 for a duplex, man. I'd rather see you go buy some houses. You could probably get in better, cheaper. Duplexes are actually going for more money now because people are trying to do this hack when they live in one side and the other. So those prices, the fourplexes and duplexes, are up even higher than the single family. So I would look and see what else you can buy in that market. At 155, you put 16 in it. You got 3,000 in closing costs. You're in it for 180, man. It's only worth 190, 200. There's nothing there. And then plus you got to deal with pushing the rents up. You're going to have the taxes adjust from $1,500 a year to probably closer to $2,600 a year, depending on the area. Just rough numbers. So you got to adjust and figure all that out too.
All right. Do you think getting a realtor license gives me an edge to get properties on the MLS and comps?
Yeah, I mean, and then overall, not just that, but you get to network with the people that are buying. And if you're going to do that for a day job, a lot of people get started in real estate by doing that. And then they get to learn. It's like hands-on, but you're getting paid to do it. And then you get to see deals before other people. Then you can lock them deals up and buy them yourself. Or you be fair with other realtors. When they know you're buying, you call them. And don't be greedy. Don't say, hey, I want to make my commission. Don't worry about your commission. Tell them, say, hey, look, you can have both sides of the commission, but I want the deal at a personal level. So yeah, definitely, man, it gives you a way into the whole community. I've never been a realtor, and I don't want to be a realtor. But my partner Mike's a realtor, but he never uses his license. He just does it, I guess, so he can look at the MLS. I don't even know why he does it, but I probably need to call him and tell him to quit being a realtor. Today, I'm going to do that. It's a waste of his time. He doesn't need it.
New to the group and new to real estate. Getting ready to purchase my first rental. I've learned a lot over the past couple weeks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome, brother. So, any question or just?
No, just a compliment.
Nah, hey, man, we appreciate you guys. That's what we're here for, man. We're going to give you all the resources. Like I said, we're negotiating. When I get off this, we actually have a 12 o'clock we're doing with a guy who I started mentoring, and he's a millionaire now. He started off broke. When I say broke, he had a $200 Oldsmobile Silhouette he pulled up in with his clothes in the back broke. He's a millionaire now. He started in 2012, 2013. He did a flip with me. We actually flipped a 20-something unit. We made $85,000, and he wanted $5,000. Me and Mike made $40,000 a piece. But we took it to him and we said, hey, man, I want to make $5,000. We said, okay, man, we'll give you $5,000. But tell you about his story. Just, man, great story. He's got a great story.
All right. Hey, Nate, when is your book coming out?
I don't know. It'll be sometime this year. And so I met with the guy last week. I meet with him again this week, and he's saying 10 to 12 weeks. But by the time I go through and edit it, it's probably going to be 16 weeks because I want it to be a really good book. And I want it to reach into your soul and grab you and let you know that, hey, man, look, you can do it. You can do it. So I want to, number one, inspire you. And number two, show you how I was able to overcome challenges in life. So that you too can seek solutions in every problem. Not just solutions, but there's opportunity in every problem. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity is when you're dealing with real estate.
Awesome. All right. Excited to follow you. My dream is to acquire properties and rentals and flips. Credit score is 780, but I just recently quit my job and went full self-employed. So now that I have a 2-year gap, anyway, is there any way to get around the 2-year change rule with banks?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not probably going to work at a conventional level, but start documenting your income, document all your money going into the bank account and your expenses coming out. And then you may have to go with non-conventional, but there are people out here that will invest in you. And another thing, guys, when you're starting a business account, banks want business accounts because they've seen business accounts go from the guy who quit his job to $100 million account. And so banks are driven off that. Small businesses, if they see you have a huge potential to grow, you want to go in and sell them. I remember when I went in and I was selling vendors, Sherwin-Williams, and I was getting prices better than the big guys. So I was going to say, hey, listen, man, you get in with me right now, I'm selling them, right? You get in with me right now, you know how much paint I'm going to use in the future? But I'm telling you right now, if I go to PPG instead of Sherwin-Williams, those are my guys. And I was able to negotiate price down to $5 a gallon, man, $5-6 a gallon for Sherwin-Williams paint. And still today, I rock with them, and we're one of their biggest accounts at not just one store in Cincinnati, but several, because we buy out of several different locations. So look for selling them on your growth model. And this is why you want to loan me money, because I'm going to grow and we can create a win-win. I'll be loyal to your bank if you're loyal to me and you help me and you take an opportunity on me.
All right. Someone in the Facebook group is asking, can we see you negotiate one day?
Okay, hold on one second. Absolutely. We actually had one yesterday that we filmed about how we're going to make $300,000 off of a deal, and I'm going to have maybe 3 hours in it, and I'll split that 3 ways. And then the guy who brought it, I'm going to give him, he didn't ask for nothing, but I'm going to give him $25,000. So I don't know if we'll get that deal done or not, but that was kind of negotiating, running through the numbers real quick. Matt, I'll tell you, within probably 30 seconds, I could underwrote it and knew it was a deal. Within a minute and a half, 2 minutes, I knew what it was worth.
It was so fast.
Yeah, and so then the book that can change your mindset, this is the book that changed my life, to be honest with you. It was called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, because I no longer went about my day being a reactive person. I became very proactive. I became almost like a computer, to where, people are talking and I'm looking for keywords, and I'm just looking for, and that's why I'm short with people. I don't care. I'm trying to get all these fillers. It's like watching a movie. Like, how you don't really want to watch a filler? Like, look, man, just show me the next person. Show me who did it. That's all I want to see. Another thing, it changed your paradigm of thinking. And Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, man, got to be the greatest, most influential for a guy that grew up poor with a poor mindset. It changed my mind, because I only grew up around drug dealers and murderers and people that rob people and rap artists or want to be rap artists. And but when my partner Mike gave me that book, man, I didn't just read it, I became it. And that was really what led to a lot of my success. And then after my bankruptcy, I had to have a lot of faith in God, and God just started moving and opening doors for me. So whatever works for you, but I'm just telling you what worked for me. I'm not trying to push any religion on you or anything, unless you want Jesus. So I'm just kidding, guys. I can't wait to get my book out here for you guys, and we're going to put some modules together, man. Make sure you go on a YouTube channel again, Nate Barger, subscribe, watch the videos, man. Sit down, watch them with your kids. Get them learning this stuff at a young age. Actually, Matt, I got a video I did with my kids, and I want to post that. So a couple of them. So
all right, we want to take 1 or 2 more questions and we'll call it quits.
Yeah, guys, 1 or 2 more questions, man. We thank you. Make sure you go and subscribe to us at YouTube. And we're going to be coming in here every week. We're going to find a time that works better, because we only got 32 people on here.
We have 60 people watching altogether.
Okay, that's some on YouTube. Okay,
YouTube
so
and your personal profile.
Yeah, but we need more than that, man, because we need to reach people, man. Okay, what's the next question?
So, Nate, did you work with a mentor in the beginning?
No.
And do you do any mentoring?
Yeah, I'm mentoring right now, guys. I got people that reach out to me all the time. They want to pay me to mentor. I don't do that because this ain't about the money. I'm spending money to do this with you guys. I'm spending, Matt will tell you, I put $100,000 this year aside just to do this, to teach you. I'm spending my own money to teach you guys. Now, and this is my way of being able to reach a lot of people. I can't do it because I feel like everything I do is scale. Like I don't want to do one apartment building. I want to do 100. I don't want to do one hotel. I want to do 100.
So make sure you share all this content so we can get more.
So
people to see it.
I really don't have time to do the mentoring other than this, and that's why I'm giving everything away for free. Now we will have some stuff probably. I know Kenny, my partner Kenny Russian and Mike, we're gonna do some stuff across what we're gonna do is we'll have the seminars in our own hotel so you can come in and see. Listen, man, and Kenny was a drug dealer too. Went to federal prison for 10 years. Mike was a nerd out of the group. He went to Tuskegee, he's an engineer, and that's my guy, man. That's my brother. I love him to death. But none of that matters, and he never judged me because of who I was, and that's why I love him still to this day, and always will. He's a brother to me, truly. And go watch a video. He bought me a Dodge Viper last year. It was beautiful, man. Just and tell you about what I did to come out of bankruptcy and how I didn't care. Like I didn't care. I was going to be wealthy, and I was bankrupt. I said, Mike, we are going to buy thousands of units. And he was like, thousands? I said, thousands. And it just started happening because you start thinking about it, and then you start leading and you start going. So one more question and we got to get off here, guys, man. We hope you guys have an awesome day. We got the sun coming out here in Cincinnati, and it's 20-something degrees probably.
Yeah. Do you have a list of your banks that will refi without property being seasoned?
We buy bigger assets, so I don't really buy the single family homes. But what I would tell you is call your local banks up. The big banks aren't going to do it as much. And then I got a hack to show you. You got to watch my videos because I'll show you how to get around that. I'll show you how to get around all that. Go watch my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the like button. All of that's already in there. And if you watch the videos, you're already going to know all this stuff. All these questions you're asking, a lot of them you're going to know. And I got some good ones about analyzing deals. So, guys, we got to jump off of here. We thank you guys for your time. Send us over some deals. We're gonna analyze one. We're gonna pick one deal every week that we're gonna analyze. If any of you guys got any podcasts, reach out to us. We'll do some podcasts with you guys. And YouTube, Nate Barger. And, follow me on all the other whatever stuff if you like watching me or listening to me. We appreciate you guys, man. And just want to see you win this year. Not just for you, for your kids, your wife, your great grandkids. I went back and I know my 7th great grandfather just through the genealogy charts. But I thought, if I know who he is, I want my great grandkids to know who I am, and I still want them to be living off of the stuff that I did. Money, influence, but more important, how you treat people in life. So I want all that to be passed down through the generations. So you can change all that. My grandfather, hardworking, one of them was a railroader, died real young. The other one was worked at the automotive plants, and he died at 78, but he didn't have a great, But anyways, man, think about that stuff. That's what's really important in life, man. What are you here for? How long are you here for? We're not here long. And, let's be fair, treat each other fair, and go out here and show each other what we know. Don't try to hold and harbor all the information. Give it to people freely. You'll be blessed, man.